Hey guys, happy Sunday. I think I have some issues resolved, and to test it, I'm going to put out this very quick video. And if it works, I'll proceed with the next one. The next one will also be of CRAIN, but also of other preachers. It will deal with money, coercion, and through those clips, we'll explore whether or not there are similarities between the whole Marvin Sapp viral video situation and the way NTCC preachers go about extorting money. Okay, let's get to it.
See, you think it's me when you see me in the public. Oh, there's the pastor. And pastor. No, it's not me. It's the mercy of God reaching out to you.
Yikes, this comes across as thinking a little bit more highly of yourself than you ought to, maybe. So when you see this guy in public, he's not the pastor. He doesn't even use his first name. He's not Gary. He's the mercy of God. I'm telling you, if somebody told me he had a personalized plate that said mercy of God, I wouldn't be stunned, not one bit. I would say, of course he does. Trying to put in your mind that when you see this holy man out and about in his car and he finds you doing something, it's the mercy of God. It's not just a random coincidence.
I said it's the mercy of God reaching out to you. God caring about you. God concerned about you. God's trying to bring them in. I mean, true.
So let's just go along with the man on this, right? You see him out in public. He's not just the pastor. He's the mercy of God. And if he runs into you and something's going on, it's because God directed it. Would you say that's a good assessment? Let's see. Let's listen further.
Because I stopped to talk to one. It gave that man enough time to God to get in there to where he had whatever his thought was, but he was going to the liquor store. So two that have the opportunity, we reached out to them years ago, opportunity to be saved, now going to the liquor store. Let me tell you, and it's not judging like that, but I'm saying that away from God, you do a whole lot of things. I don't need Christ anymore. I don't need God anymore. I'm back on the I'm back doing things that I know it's not right because I missed the opportunity, or I gave Jesus up. Don't miss the opportunity to yield your life to Christ, not what you think.
You're not allowed to think. He will tell you what to think. How dare you think that you can think anything other than what this guy tells you what to think? Because he's the all-knowing one. That's what it says in the Bible. Drop your first name, call yourself pastor or reverend, not even brother. Don't call him brother. That puts him on the same level with you. He's higher. He's high and lifted up, mostly in his own mind and on the platform in church. He will tell you what to think. This is how NTCC operates. This is from Davis on down. Davis is dead, so he can't do it anymore, so he does it through his minions who are still roaming the earth, like Olson and Keckle. They will tell you what to think. What did we just see? The video of Keckle saying, nobody was going to tell him anything. Who's going to tell him anything? Conceited, highly lifted up. And that's what CRAIN is. And that's what these people are sitting there absorbing. And every time that they go back each week, they are enabling him. They're telling him, we want you to do this to us. We want you to tell us what to think. I did the same thing. That's how I know how it works.
There are people that come to this church, if they would allow me to be their pastor, but they know more than God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. But right here, this is how they interchange the two. They don't allow me to be their pastor. And so because they don't allow him to be their pastor, they know more than God. Because he's setting himself up as God on the earth. He's not just somebody who needed to get saved. Yes, he did, and he did, and he did it the best of everyone. And so now it's your turn to listen to him in the same way that he listened to his pastor and was obedient, because that is God's man on earth, and that's what they believe, that God cannot speak to you. What is the definition of a pastor? What should it be? What should it look like? That whole situation. It is not NTCC's version, which is controlling and manipulative and extremist. He's doing it right here. He's telling you the people in this church won't let him be their pastor because why? Because they know more than God, which could mean many things, right? It could mean they know more than God and God put him there. They know more than God because they read their Bible and don't come up with the same conclusions that he has. Maybe they don't believe tithe or go to hell because it's not in there. Maybe they don't believe the whole church structure is supposed to be you erect buildings and then you put the burden to run the building on random people that have the unfortunate circumstance in their life to walk through the doors. And all of a sudden, they're laid with these responsibilities. That's not anywhere in there. He claims to be a man called of God. It's a claim. Where's the truth? Is coercion faith? I don't think it is. That's just me. He does not believe. He does not have the humility. Neither did Davis, neither does Cackle, to believe that you can read the Bible and come to a different conclusion about things. That's not acceptable. He's the guy. He's the mercy of God driving around town looking for action. That's not a coincidence, but God directed. God's going to find you out in your sin or in your almost sin. Let's keep listening to this guy.
And then they wanted me, and they're not going to let you tell them anything. Because self-righteousness and pride, well, I read the Bible just like you do, Pastor.
He has the audacity to use the word self-righteous. Again, how dare you? That's heresy in this organization. It doesn't matter how much you read, doesn't matter how much you study, doesn't matter what you find out, doesn't matter if you speak Greek or Hebrew as your original language and know and have read the Bible in the original text. Doesn't matter. He's the guy that God said, Gary, I want you to go to Memphis and make them do what I tell you. You tell them what to think. Tell them how much to pay. Tell them what they should be doing, how often they should be in the building. Because it doesn't matter that I said in my word, what house will you build for me? It doesn't matter that the temple was done away with. Doesn't matter. Gary is the man. And how dare you?
I preach just like you do, Pastor. I mean, come on, that's not even a Christ mentality. That's nowhere in the Bible.
What you are saying is nowhere in the Bible.
Husband like that, people, why are you like that? God said, I can really use them if they would just surrender and say, Father, not my will, but thy will be done. I can really use them.
His whole thing is that person in the church and their view of him. But he's projecting onto himself God, because, of course, to not listen to the self-appointed man of God is to not listen to God. Don't you dare go against the self-appointed man of God. I'm going to say it over and over again. Maybe it'll penetrate. They have no humility. They are high and lifted up, and that's the only way they will allow you to see them. They have the definitive, last, and only word from God in your life. They are the intermediary. They are the Pope in your life.
But they're doing their own thing. God said you need to stop doing what you want to do and do what I want you to do.
And coincidentally, no matter what the KJV says, What you should be doing is what CRAIN tells you to do.
How does that sound? God, listen, the devil doesn't want you to come and say, Pastor.
Here's another form of it, of this coercion, and I'll say more like just controlling how you think and what to think. He's saying this is what the devil doesn't want you to do. He doesn't want you to come up to the pastor, the self-appointed man of God, and say this. Ergo, the opposite is true. What God wants you to do is this. And are either of those things true? You're going to have to figure that out.
Pastor, I want to work for the Lord, and I want to give myself, and I want to be a part of the ministry team. I want to be a part of working in this church, and just tell me what I have to do, because I want to work for the Lord. Whatever he wants me to do, he suffered, he died for me. There's people that come to church and they don't even pay tithe.
This guy's all over the place. He went from people in the church not accepting him as a pastor, meaning not accepting God, and that they know more than God, aka the man of God. And now he's jumped to something else entirely about not getting on people for not coming to him, saying, Pastor, I want to help in the church. Why can't they just pray and ask God themselves and figure it out and come and tell you? See, it's the intermediary. He has to be the one. You have to come to him. He'll tell you. If it's a ministry, he used the word ministry. If it's a what? A ministry within his Memphis church? Is that what it's about? Is that what the gospel's about? Or is it about going? Shouldn't they say, hey, Brother Gary, I want to be prepared on some level to go teach others so I can go out?
Why not? They don't give to the work of God. Why not?
He's asking, why don't they give? I'd like to include this in the next video, but he's lumping all this subject together, so I just want to keep it together. But it's always on his mind, and he preaches it in every service about tithing. And there isn't a mandate to tithe in the New Testament, just free will offerings as you have and as you see fit. Not as some self-appointed guy who just wants you to help the building that they've gotten themselves burdened by with a mortgage and everything. They want you to take care of that. That's not in the Bible. It says, go ye into all the world, not stay in one place and make people come to that one place many times during the week and to pay money to support it. That is not in the Bible. In the New Testament. Show me.
Hello, I'm a believer, but I don't believe in all that tithe. I don't believe in all that offering. I don't believe in going to church all the time. Remember, that's the way you think. But if you keep thinking that way, one day you're going to regret it.
This guy is a liar. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. What you will regret, I can assure you, because I've been in that place believing that I had to pay tithe or go to hell, believing I had to be in the building all the time. My time was never my own anymore. It belonged to NTCC and whatever regime was in charge at the time. This is how they do it. This is the manipulation. You question me. You're questioning God. You know more than God? Really? Really? Oh, you don't think you should pay tithe? Guess what? You have to, or you're going to hell. That is the stance of NTCC. They refuse to say it every service. I wonder why. Scratching my head. I don't wonder why. I know why. It's a marketing thing. It's a totally bad look and off-putting to come out each time you take up an offering in all of the churches around the NTCC corporate landscape and say, all Christians pay tithe or go to hell and gladly give in offerings. It's not going to happen, but it is what they believe. So to not say it, why? What are they afraid of? They say it just enough times And then they say it other ways like this. Like, you're going to regret it if you're not here all the time and if you don't pay your tithe. This is disgusting. This is so disgusting. But he struts around the stage, back and forth, back and forth, gurgling and spitting and yelling and screaming. Half the time you can't even understand what he's saying. You do have to hear it multiple times sometimes, and that's what I'm trying to make available, is that this is how it works. They set themselves up to be the authority. You cannot question that authority. Doesn't matter how much you know the Bible. Doesn't matter that you see something totally different. You have to do what he says. Why? Because he says you do. That's why. That's the only reason why. Because he said so.
Because you're missing an opportunity to be in the will of God and to be blessed by God. I don't know about you. I don't want to miss any opportunities.
You're not going to be blessed by God if you don't do those things. If you don't come when he tells you to come, if you don't pay your tithe, if you don't give in all the offerings, then you've missed it. Then you've missed it. That's what this whole NTCC man-made gospel is about. Compliance and fear. Compliance based on fear. Going to hell. Going to hell. Going to hell. Now he's finally going to get back around to his little story about being out in public as the mercy of God.
My wife was wanting something from Sonic. Was wanting some ice cream from Sonic. And so, anyway, on my way home, I purposed, I'm going to get it for her. So I went and got the ice cream for her. And as I was leaving, notice this, it's like 10 something at night. As I was leaving, the timing has to be right. I looked over. I saw this person. I haven't seen him in about 6 years, this young lady.
Take note. He hasn't seen this person in 6 years. But he is the mercy of God. God is directing him somewhere to find this lady and to find her where she is.
Her and her daughter were together. She was parked in front of a liquor store.
He doesn't let us know, is this in a strip mall? Is it a freestanding liquor store? How old her daughter was? It's 10-something at night.
I stopped. I looked. She looked at me, recognized me. See, it's been about 6 years. As I was talking to her, before I even saw her, I was thinking about a young man that worked at Sonic that used to come to the church. I was thinking about him. I don't even know what kind of car he drives today, Lord. I don't know what he's doing. I'm an unknown. He's away from the Lord. That's all I know.
This dude is getting ready to lay down some serious, I'm out in public, I'm the mercy of God tracks. Let's see where it takes us.
So as I was talking to her, he's at Sonic. He leaves Sonic and walks over to the liquor store. Jesus kills 2 birds with 1 trip to the Sonic.
Jesus kills 2 birds with 1 trip to the Sonic.
He doesn't kill them, but he gives them an opportunity. Is anybody here? You can say it's coincidence. It's not coincidence. It's a God that loves, a God that cares, a God that's concerned, a God that's reaching for them, a God that doesn't want them to die and go to hell. That's what it's all about.
I will say, if you're sitting there, oh man, what good preaching. Oh my goodness, look, God had their number. And he brought the preacher man, the mercy of God incarnate, to pull up to a Sonic to see this lady he hasn't seen for 6 years. So he's trying to say God knew, and he was putting him in that place for just the right time. We don't know if she was actually going into the liquor store or is just like NTCC all the time, that you're just guilty by where you are spatially in the world. We don't know about the young man, nothing. It's just that he was there. So here's my question when I first heard this. Not only the stuff, the manipulative stuff about seeing him as God's ambassador. if not God himself, in the house of God, which it's not. But further, I thought, okay, if you want to go there, Crane, if that's what you want to say, that you pulled up to get your wife something from Sonic, and you happen to see this kid that works at Sonic, but he was going in the liquor store, and the lady in the car, she was parked in front of the liquor store. That's all we know. That's all the details we know. We don't know why they left. We don't know why they stopped coming back. But here's my question, especially in light of egregious things that have gone on in New Testament Christian Churches of America Incorporated since pretty much its inception. Are you saying God's more concerned about people being parked outside of a liquor store that haven't been in your particular church building for 6 years? He happens to put all this together. Just this. It's not coincidence. It's God directed to expose these people for their evil ways. I wonder why we never hear stories of how God caused a mercy of God preacher, God incarnate, out in public, in less than 6 years, was he not able to put together a non-coincidence of some Christian being in the right place when children and women were being molested? Was he not able to non-coincidentally send someone to be in the right place at the right time when a man and a woman who weren't married to each other started making googly eyes, started falling for each other outside of their marriages? Was God not able to do that? Was he not able to have somebody come by and non-coincidentally be in the right place when lies are being told about others? And those that know the truth, who are in the ministry in Graham maybe, hear the truth, know the truth, and enable the leaders to get away with it? What kind of man are you? How dare you? Enabling these people. And what kind of woman are you to allow that, to watch it, to enable it? What kind? No one could show up in their car. No one could show up in a room somewhere, in a church, in a home, when someone was being maltreated by a pastor or a pastor's wife in this group. That couldn't happen in how many decades? Not even one time? Where are those stories? Where? They're not online. Nobody's telling them. What I mean by the fact that we don't see those stories is we don't hear preachers in the pulpits in NTCC saying, oh, I happened to be here or there and saw or heard or found this happening. Stuff, very, very serious stuff, criminal stuff. Not people sitting in front of a liquor store. Come on, man. What we hear are the people who were damaged and traumatized, and the leadership knew, and they swept it under the rug. It's really time to stop tiptoeing around it all. And I thank my new friend Gladys for that. I'm not out there with a bullhorn anywhere, and I'm not out in a car rescuing people, as she has. Literally rescuing people from Hop. It's not a joke. This isn't a joke. This isn't hatred and bitterness. This is love. What was Crane saying? That the reason why he came by and Jesus killed 2 birds with 1 sonic was because God loves them and he's concerned. But there's not that anywhere else. In these other really horrendous situations, it is time to bring out the bullhorn and get the message out online. If you know things, and I understand there are people that have family in, but if you know something, you have to report it. You have to tell it. You have to tell it. For the sake of the other people, for the sake of your family. Don't write them off, but don't tiptoe around either. If you have something that has happened to you and you don't want to see it happen to others, I'm not saying come on here, and do that. I'm just saying tell it. Tell someone. Tell a confidant. Tell, if it's a legal thing, tell someone. If it's a criminal matter, tell someone. Don't carry that around with you. And don't allow these people to go further with getting away with covering stuff up. Can't allow it. We just cannot. Thank you, guys. Let's finish up here, okay? You wonder why there's people out and have been since 2003. When my friend Sarah first came out on FactNet, just innocently answering a question about this group because a mom was worried. Been over 20 years of online presence of people telling their stories and putting out content for people to find so they can say, oh, wow, I was just invited to that church. Do I want to go there? So that military commanders can protect their soldiers and their Marines and their sailors and their airmen from these people who like to prey on the military, just like the House of Prayer Church, because Dennis, the leader, was taught by Davis. He was elevated on a high pedestal. So where was the non-coincidental situations then? During these really serious circumstances. Don't come here with these stories about, oh, I just happened to go to Sonic to get my wife something, and oh, God, Jesus killed two birds with one stone. What kind of nonsense is that? With no details. You're just supposed to take his story as being gospel, right? It's time to think about everything that's being said. And fortunately, if you are in a church that streams online in NTCC, go back and look at it again. Say, when you're out of the situation, when you're out of all the hype, out of the ambiance music for the altar call, has to be just right. The music for the offering, the music before the sermon, it all has to be just right. Come on. Think. Okay. So I'm putting this video out. Hopefully it works. If it does, we'll launch right into the next one for tomorrow, which will be about money.
See, you think it's me when you see me in the public. Oh, there's the pastor. And pastor. No, it's not me. It's the mercy of God reaching out to you.